Ooh. Happy video day, guys. And today's video, I am so excited because I did tell you guys in my last Make Up Your Mind that I was going to purchase a palette, and that is this guy right here. So this is the Mini Retro from Natasha Denona. I did end up going ahead and picking it up. I also picked up this little guy right here. This is the Mini Bloom Blush. Now I really wanted this because if you guys have followed my channel, you guys know I purchased the Big Bloom palette and I didn't love it. Like I know it's a huge hit to a lot of people, but I didn't love it. I thought it was a little bit too dark for my skin tone. I had a hard time working with it and I figured I was never going to use it. But there was one tone in the Mini Bloom that I was obsessed with, and it was literally almost this tone. And I said back in the day that if she ever released that color by itself, I would purchase it. This isn't the exact same color, but I did watch her story and she said it was a similar color, only a little bit more coral. So that got me super excited. So I went ahead and picked this up as well. So both of these are available right now at Sephora. This one right here is $25 and this right here is $19. So I'm gonna go over everything with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and do an eye look. I'm gonna try out the blush for the first time. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts. The point of this video is to tell you guys if it's good or not, right? So in my opinion, I'm gonna give you guys all of the facts. Before we get into it, if you're new here, you've never seen me before, hello, I'm Christina Brooke, and on this channel what we do is talk about makeup and fashion. So if you guys like any of those things and you want to join the family, I would love it if you'd take just a second, hit that subscribe button so you see me again and I don't get lost in the YouTube universe. And also you can visit me on Instagram at Christina Brooke Beauty, and you can see some cool fashion videos that I put up there. And of course, if you guys are followers of mine, you guys know that I always do a make up your mind before I purchase a palette. And this palette I did do a make up your mind on. And if you guys are new to that, I will leave my whole playlist down below. But I go through my entire collection and I look for similar colors before I purchase a palette just to make sure that it's worth it for me to pick up. And you guys have been doing it with me and it's actually been really fun. So you guys know that I did do this palette. So of course I am going to tell you guys how close I was or how not close I was towards the end of this video. So of course guys, there is going to be a make up your mind final thoughts as well in this video. So you guys will see what my thoughts are on how I did with the make up your mind as well. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's get into all of this because there's a lot of information, and honestly guys, I think you guys are going to be pretty excited with the results. All right, so first things first, let's talk about this little palette right here. Like I did say, this does retail for $25 US and it's available right now at Sephora. So 3 of the shades in here are actually existing shades in Natasha Denona's bigger palettes. So for me, I do not own the 3 palettes that the existing shades are coming from, so for me it was worth it to pick it up. However, if you guys own those 3 palettes, just know that there is repeat shades. Then again, I don't know if that's a big deal for you guys to have it in a mini or not, but I just want to let you know this shade right here is actually from the Star palette. This shade right here is called Industrial, is actually from the 28 pan palette, and it's a beautiful shade. So this color right here is actually a brand new color that has never been in the Natasha Denona palettes before, and it's this gorgeous mossy green I'm obsessed with. Then this color right here, which is like a dusty rose, this color is actually her Tropic palette. So if you have the Tropic palette, that color is inside of it. And this final color up here, for shimmery little color right there, is actually a brand new color to her collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the swatches of this palette, and oh my goodness, what a beautiful color selection. I really cannot say enough of how much I think that this color selection is absolutely gorgeous. So Galaxia is a light nude with green and blue sparkles. Industrial is a green taupe with silver reflect. 60s is a greenish gray. Vintage taupe is an antique rose, and Pixie is a pink with a champagne shift. So this has a soft pastel-y retro vibe, and I'm loving the color selection. And then let's talk a little bit about the Mini Bloom. So the Mini Bloom is actually a blush palette that is a mini size. So if you guys have her Mini Blush and Glow or any of those, that's kind of like the size of this. So this is definitely small. Look at the size of my hand. Look at the size of this little palette. But it's a blush palette, and I will tell you, your blush brush fits in perfect into this. This is a great size in reality. I mean, how much blush do we really use? This is a great size. It's $19 US, which is also a pretty decent price. So it's supposed to give you a highlighting glow, and it is supposed to be used as a blush. And this color right here is like a coral color. And oh my goodness, this is like, to me, one of the most beautiful blush colors. I actually love coral blushes, so to me this was a very, very pretty color. I did watch on her Insta stories how she compared this to the actual Bloom palette, and I will tell you from her swatch, it looks like this one's a little bit more coral than the color that's in the Bloom, but between the two, they look like they have a pretty similar color. So just so you know that if you guys do own the Bloom palette, do you need to run out and buy this one? You may want to think twice about it because it might be kind of similar to the shade that's already in the Bloom palette, even though they are different shades. I think this color was gorgeous. So now that I've given you those little details, now let's get into application and let's get into whether this is worth it or not. So it's so funny because I haven't really bought makeup in so long. Like, I feel like I haven't purchased a new thing in so long. I'm so excited for both of these products. I'm like, honestly, both of them have me almost equally excited. So let's go ahead and let's start with the eyeshadow because I'm figuring most of you guys are probably interested in the eyeshadow. So this is the beauty right here. I knew this was gonna be pretty. If you guys saw my Make Up Your Mind, you knew I thought this was gonna be pretty. So this is gorgeous. Let's go ahead and let's do a fun eye look, and I'll bring you guys along so you guys can see. I obviously want to play with the green because I'm even wearing green on purpose because I was like super excited to play with the green. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start off the look. So I'm gonna jump right into this color right here. Use this as like a transitional color, and that looks, ooh, this looks like a color I'm gonna like. I can already tell by the color. Oh, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this palette. This is like, these are like my colors in a palette. Okay, so let's just put that right here. And I'm already liking the color. Ooh. That's pretty. This has a lot more pigment than I thought. Because inside the pan, you could tell like it looks kind of like a very pale, you know, like pastel-y pink. Kind of like the pink that's kind of in. Kind of like a dusty rose pink. But yeah, on the lid, it translates gorgeous on the lids right now. Ooh. That color is really pretty. Blended beautifully. Love it. Okay, so let's go on to, I'm dying to jump into this green right here. And I think what I'm going to do is just kind of, I think I'm going to put it all over the lid. I'm just going to pack this color on the lid. Just really want to see what kind of effect it gives me. It's a really pretty green. I'm so happy to see green in a palette. Like, you don't even know. I'm so tired of seeing like the same colors. Oh, this looks like a mossy green. I think I'm excited. Okay, so let's see. Oh, aha. Yeah, this is nice. Do you guys see how easy this is? Very effortless. Like this shadow is very effortless. I'm getting a little bit of fallout, but then again, I am packing it on. It's a little bit of a different process. It's different than if you're actually just blending it on the lid. So packing, you will get a little bit more fallout. This is a very soft shadow, but oh, he's pretty. Oh, that's so pretty. I like this. Oh, that's a beautiful color. Okay. Right now, I'm very happy with my idea to buy this palette right now. I'm really happy right now. I'm going to jump right back into that color and I'm going to blend everything because I just kind of wanted to pack it on to make it easier to apply. But then I want to go in and kind of blend out those edges. Let's see how easily this blends, but I am pretty convinced I'm good to go on the blend. Yeah, this is, wow, this is pretty. And I will tell you that a lot of times when people produce greens, they're not that good. I don't know what it is about green, but green tends to be a very difficult shadow to produce because when I've used other brands' greens, it's just they don't blend good, they get patchy. This is like perfection right now. That's perfection, guys. Like, this literally is an eye look. You can stop right here, put on some mascara, you're good to go, and it'll be a super cute look. But of course, I'm playing with this for you guys, so I want to use more colors. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. I'm dying to see what this looks like. Ooh. Oh. This is really pretty. That, wow, that's gorgeous. That color, that color is pretty insane. Okay, so let's jump into this one right here and let's just put it in the inner corner just to see how it works. And then I'll try to work on that lower lash line. That is a neat color. Huh, it's pinker than I thought. It's a very, I mean, it's a very faint, almost like a little topper shade color. Adds a little bit of something, you know, it adds a little bit of something, but it's more to me like a kind of like a topper shade that you just put it over and it'll add like a little accent to the lid. But that's pretty. I'm just gonna grab this last color right here, and just to try it, I'm gonna put it here in the inner portion of the lower lash line because I'm gonna still work on the lower lash line, but I wanna try this color. That's pretty. So that's a very soft pink, but it's not like an obnoxious pink. It's a very pretty pink. Yeah, that's a really pretty pink. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay. Okay. I'm excited, guys. I did a good buy on this one. I'm going to jump into the Dusty Rose color. I'm going to put that here under the lower lash line. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Then I'm going to connect the green. Now I'm just going to jump right into the green color and kind of smoke out the edge. That's beautiful. Let me go ahead and blend this out, put on some mascara and liner, but right now, guys, I am super thrilled. Okay, so there we go. I put on a little bit of mascara. I put on the Bobbi Brown collab with Tenny lipstick, and guys, I'm in love. Like, I literally love this eye look. I love this palette. I am so stoked with the palette, so let's try the next thing. The next thing I got was the little mini bloom. Is this called? Yeah, it's called the mini bloom. So I want to try this color on my cheeks. I haven't even like, I'm kind of excited and I'm kind of scared at the same time. I'm just going to go ahead and with a blush brush, I'm just going to go ahead and like kind of like throw that over the cheeks. I can tell that it's going to be a little dark, so. Ooh. Ooh. No, 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 no. This is, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. What? And you guys saw how little I really put on there, and that's beautiful. It looks amazing on my skin tone. Wow, I'm excited. Okay, yes. Really pretty. Look at that. What a great combination these two are too. Like, what a great combo this was. I am very, very pleasantly surprised, guys. I am, wow. Wow. All right, guys, you guys saw me try on both of these products, and I have to say, wow, am I impressed. I really, really am. Let's start off first with the eyeshadow palette. I'm like, this is gorgeous. Every single one of these shades is insanely good. I love that there's a green in here. To me, like, green is like one of those colors that is so left out all the time, and I'm so happy Natasha Denona did a green for us. This is a beautiful green. This is not an ugly green. This is a gorgeous green. I'm obsessed. I'm loving this color right here. This is so unique. I knew it was going to be unique when I did my Make Up Your Mind. I told you guys, this color looks different. It looked like it was going to be special. It is. It's beautiful. It's everything I wanted, so I'm really excited. This color right here, it looks to me like more like a topper shade. Like if you do like a pretty eye, you wanna add like a little accent on top, or you could probably just put this all over the lid if you wanna go for a very natural look with some glistening effect. That's very pretty. This one here and this one, like they're almost like the same tone. They're just like a different effect. Like one's more glittery, one's more metallic. So they're different, but they are very similar in color. But I love this. This is like me in a palette. And I can think of so many different looks you can do with it. You could smoke out the outer edge just with the green, or you can go for a very pale, very airy, very pink look that is not like one of those pinks. You know what I mean? It's like a very subtle, very earth tone pink. Love it. I'm obsessed. This palette to me as of right now is my favorite mini that Natasha Denona has ever released. I really love it, and I highly recommend it. If you guys like these type of tones, if you're into like those earthy type of tones, you want something that could potentially be like that really easy go-to eye look that you can create like these really simple but very beautiful eyes. I love this. My favorite mini so far. Love it. I think the quality is there and I'm obsessed, okay? The Bloom Mini, I am so happy I decided to buy this. This was a huge hit. It has a little bit of like a shimmery effect to it, but I will tell you, this to me is not accentuating texture. It's not like super high shine. It does do a really beautiful sheen if you guys can see it. But this coral tone on my skin tone, and I'm like a light medium, is beautiful, amazing. And I feel like I didn't even have to use that much, but it was not exaggeratedly too little, which was my complaint with the Bloom palette. It was a nice amount of blush, beautiful color tone. Oh, obsessed. I think these two products work together as such a compliment, and I'm in love. I am so happy to report to you guys that I am so excited that I purchased these palettes. I think that they're fantastic. So I want to quickly go over my Make Up Your Mind and how close this palette was. Now I will tell you guys, I feel like some of these were actually closer than I actually thought that they would be, which is surprisingly good, but at the same time I was kind of like, you know. Now the reason that even though some of these colors may be a little bit similar to what I found, that doesn't really matter to me, is because like I said in my Make Up Your Mind, some of the colors that were super exciting in this palette, the colors that I found in other palettes were not as exciting. Like they didn't give me that factor that I know that Natasha gives me. So I'm totally okay with knowing that some of the colors were kind of similar. So I haven't swatched on my hand, but I'm going to show you guys under daylight. But this up here are my colors, and here are the colors from the Retro palette. And some of them are pretty close. So this color up here, the one called Pixie, I do feel like it was pretty similar to the two colors mixed in the Huda Beauty that I found. There's more glitter in the one in the Huda Beauty than there was inside of this one, but the color itself is pretty similar. I still like this one. The next one I feel like is the most similar, and actually I didn't realize this was going to be the most similar. So this color right here, which is the next one, which is called Vintage Taupe. Vintage Taupe is pretty close to the color inside of the Paris Edit from Viseart. So those two colors are pretty close. I'm still okay with it being in this palette because I like this color story together. Now, this is the one that I did tell you guys I thought that the Safari color was going to go more blue, and it's true. I thought that was going to happen, so I'm actually happy because that was one of my deciding factors on purchasing this. But I do want to point out that inside of the Safari there is this color called Savannah, which is a lot more mossy looking. And if you guys see, this right here is the color inside of her new palette, and this is Savannah. So they are closer. Savannah, the new palette. Savannah, the new palette. So they are closer in coloration than the one that I actually picked, which is a little bit more blue. But at the same time, they are a little bit different, but they're pretty close. Then this one right here, the one that was in the Charlotte Tilbury that I told you, like, this is such a unique color inside of here. Oh my goodness, if I would have broke it, I would have cried. I was like, this color is so unique and it's so beautiful, and it still is, and it's so gorgeous. But I will say, it's pretty similar to the one in the Charlotte Tilbury that I told you guys in Make Up Your Mind. It is pretty similar. The difference is what I'm excited about, which is that it was kind of true. This color inside of the new Natasha Denona just gives me that oomph that I was missing in the Charlotte Tilbury, and it shifts a little bit more green. But the colors themselves, they kind of look, when they're swatched together, like they really look pretty similar, you know? So I would say this one is just more green. This is more green. The last one is the one that I think was the most different. So this color right here called Galaxia, is a little bit more like just a metallic, whereas the one in the Charlotte Tilbury is a lot more glittery. So it's more like a clear glittery gray, and then this one is a little bit more of like a pink glittery gray. So if you see, they're a little bit different, but the reality of that one is look pretty similar when layered on the lid. But this palette just has a lot more oomph to it. So were some of these colors a little bit more similar to the colors in my collection than I even thought? Yes, I think some of them were pretty damn similar, but like I've always said since the beginning of starting Make Up Your Mind, it is a way for me to decide whether I want a certain palette in my collection or not. And sometimes even finding very similar tones in my collection doesn't mean necessarily that I'm not gonna buy it, because I love this palette together. I think this is the perfect palette for me. I love it in one. I just think it's gorgeous. So it was a way for me to decide whether I like the color story. It wasn't enough for me to say I wouldn't use this color story. It was enough for me to say I need this color story. So I am so happy that I purchased it. And like I said, Natasha Denona's formula is just, if you guys own any of the palettes that I did talk about in Make Up Your Mind, then you can kind of like swatch it for yourself and decide whether you like that color story. But I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, like always, if you guys haven't done so already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you guys can join the family and see me again, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.